Okay, this is Joe, aka Bass, the Low-West Stereo System. Today, I'm changing out my alternators, putting a 300 amp alternator to push the system I'm trying to do. This is the first video in my stereo system upgrade. So at this point in time, I'm going to install my new alternator that I've got. I've got the old one out, I'm going to put the new one in. And then after that, I'm going to show y'all how to do the big 3 upgrade.
Hello. Hi.
I just got through installing my new alternator, my 300 amp alternator. I had a little problem because I went from my truck being an 05 Silverado having a 2-prong alternator to ordering a 4-prong alternator. So I had to do a little adjustments to get the 2-prong on that alternator. If you go to this website right here, you'll be able to see how I did all this. Here's the new alternator right here. I've installed, and I'm going to show you now that it is pushing out 15 volts and everything's working properly. As you can see, it's pushing a little bit over 14 volts, which is where it should be at with the vehicle running. So now, at this point, since I've installed this alternator, I got to do the big 3 upgrade, running 300 amp alternator. So at this point, I'm going to show y'all how to do the big 3 upgrade. Okay, doing the big 3 upgrade now. The big 3 upgrade consists of 3 things. Therefore, the name is 3 upgrade. Okay, the first thing is your power wire. Now, it's recommended you use a 1-gauge wire. I'm using a 1-aught wire because that's what I'm going to run my amps with. So, right now, I'm going to install the positive line to my alternator. As you can see right here, on the alternator, you probably have a 10-gauge wire. In order to get more juice from that alternator to your battery, to charge your battery, you need a higher gauge wire. Is why I'm putting the 1-aught gauge on there. So at this time, we're going to put the alternator, hook this wire up, and we're going to get things going. We've done the first step in the big 3 upgrade by adding the 1-aught power line to the back of the alternator and running it to the positive line of the battery. Now at this point, we're going to run the ground wire that's going to go to the block of the engine. That's going to ground the block out. And the third step, we're going to ground it to the frame. The ground line running to the block of the engine, as you can see here. Got the negative line running down to the factory line that's hooked into the block. So I just hooked both together. Now I got the third set to the big 3 upgrade, which is going to go to the frame of my car, or my truck. And I found a hole right down here, right near my positive line. There's a hole in the frame. I'm going to screw into that, make sure it's good and tight. But first off, before I do that, I'm going to grind this down a little bit so there's no dirt and debris around it. And make sure I get a good solid connection to it. Okay, to give you a recap of what just happened. First off, I installed a new 300 amp alternator for my stereo system. I have the 1-aught wire coming from the positive line of my alternator going to the positive post of my battery. I also have a ground wire that's going down to the block of my engine, grounding my engine. I also have a 1-aught wire here that's going and grounding to the frame to make sure good positive ground coming. Okay, and that's how you do the Big 3 upgrade. This is Joe, aka Bass, Blow Away Stereo System, signing out. Stay tuned for further videos coming in the future.